I don't do the StreamYard all the time. Okay, let's see if it goes live here. Upcoming. Okay, and going live. Okay, it goes live here. What's up, world? It's your boss, International Zoe. I'm here in Pattaya, Thailand. Excuse me, I got this. Y'all know I don't do too many StreamYards, so this is all, you know, what they call technical difficulty, but it's nothing crazy. Today, as you all know, I'm going to have a brother by the name of Greeze and Greeze Films, and follow up the interview. I did an interview with him, so we're not going to discuss all the details about. I did a really in-depth interview with him already, discussing all the details of how he got into the business and where he's from and what inspired him. So we're going to briefly go through that, and then we're going to get into, you know, his current project, which is Who's the Man? Frustrated, Part 3 in his docu-series. Real quick, if you haven't seen the other films or the interview that we had, is links here, you know what I mean, to the other videos that if you go to the beginning of the comments, the links are there for everything. Here's a link to the 3 parts of the interview. Here's a link to greezefilms.com. That's where you can go and see the film, or get a link to see the film. If you want to support the brother, here's his Cash App, Greeze12, $Greeze12. Okay, and I'll be putting these links up throughout the interview, or when people are asking. I'm not going to answer the questions during the interview, and once, you know, we get through some of the interview, then you'll be able to ask some questions, and we'll try to answer some of the questions. Okay, so without further ado, Greeze, if you dare, make your camera live, because I don't see you. Okay, cool. And let me see which way I want to bring Mr. Greeze on. Can y'all see him? Because I can't see him, Al.
I can see you, dog.
But we can't. Okay, I see you. I see you. Why I don't see you here? Okay, let me. Oh, because I got to add you. Greeze. Display. Yeah. Why don't see your face in this this link? Solo layout. I see your face in the
It says I'm in the.
You know, I see your face because I'm watching the live from my hold on, let me see. I'm watching the live from edit.
It says I'm in the show. You're in the show.
In the show, because when I'm looking at you on my my player, I see you, but I don't see you on my my StreamYard screen. I don't see you. I don't know why I can't see you there. Let me see what's going on. Let me just give me a second to try to figure this out, and if I could figure it out. Display. Yeah. Well, I can't visually see you on this screen. Is I don't know why. Let me change the type. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see you. All right, I'm gonna have. Damn, no, I can't do it like this. Give me a second, and let me try to figure it out.
Because according to the thing, it says I'm in the show. Everyone says.
No, I get it. I'm looking at it from here. I see you, but on my screen, I don't see you. And you know, I want to look like I'm speaking to you when I'm asking you these questions, and I don't know why. Mute mic. Solo layout. I don't know why I can't see you. Share, invite. Oh. Comments, banners. I don't know why I can't see you. Do me a favor, Al. See if you could sign out and sign back in. Let me see if I can see you then.
All right.
Appreciate it. Let's see. Y'all bear with me. I appreciate that. Everybody's in the building showing your support. Jamel, Black Ham, Smooth, Fresh. I appreciate all y'all coming in and joining this live stream. Okay. Add to stream. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I still can't see you. I don't know why.
I don't know. Ask your guests if they can see me.
No, they could see you. They could see you. I just can't see you. Remove from stream. Yeah, no, they can see you because I can see you on my phone, but I can't see you on the screen, which is crazy. All right, so I'm gonna have to do this. If anybody knows what the problem is, please share. I know y'all can see him, so it's cool, but I feel like I'm talking. It's weird for me. All right, so I'm gonna have to look at this. I'm gonna have to look at my phone while I do the interview. Okay. All right, so welcome to the show, Mr. Al Greeze. Some of y'all might know Al Greeze from the Frustrated docuseries. He's at Frustrated 3. Who's the man? Briefly, because we've been through all this before, and like I said, the links are in the front of the interview, to the first interview, to his website, to his Cash App. But tell the people where you're from if they're not familiar with you quickly, and briefly, like, how'd you become interested in making films?
Originally, I'm from NYC, New York City, the Bronx, Boogie Down. From there, I did high school upstate New York, and from there I moved on to Atlanta. So I spent my early 20s hanging out in Atlanta, and then from there I took a job opportunity which landed me in Alaska, of all places, in Alaska. Yeah, from Alaska. Alaska was chill. It was cool. It was cool too. It was the fact that the cold didn't get me, because it's cold in New York, actually, right? But the darkness, yeah, because they don't have the wind chill. They don't have the wind chill factor.
Okay.
So it could be -5, but you could put a jacket on and you're good.
Right.
But they don't have that wind cutting you across the face and cutting you across the ass and shit every time you move. So
right.
I could deal with that. But from there, I met a nice young lady. She was one of my clients. I was doing financial work. She was one of my clients, and she was in a car accident. And she asked me to drop some paperwork over to her house. So I went over to her paperwork, and it invited me in, and I saw all these scripts lined up against the wall. And Greek, so I asked about the scripts and stuff, and she was like, "Well, I read scripts for TriStar Pictures and these other companies. They send me these scripts and have me read them and get my input on it." Excuse me. So I told her, I was like, "Listen, I had these ideas for stories and all this stuff," and she was like, "You do? You want to know how to write them?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, come on." And class started from there, and she taught me what to do, how to do it. She kept sending me back when it wasn't right, and taught me, every third scene you got to have a bang, you got to have something moving to keep the storyline moving. And she was cool, man, cool white lady, man. She was cool, and she just told me, "Listen, if anybody ever approach you and ask you they want to learn how to write scripts, you pay it forward. That's it. You just pay it forward." I said, "Oh, that's what's up." And I went to she introduced me to the Hollywood Creative Directory. It's like a phone book with everybody who got a production company in LA. Everybody in New York and LA, they listen in this book. So we went through the book, man. It had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got a company. This one got a company. All these got a company, man. And I made some phone calls. I just picked up the phone. It was like, "Yo, I'm Al Greeze. I'm coming out there, scripts and this and that."
Right.
I hopped on a plane and went to LA, because that's how you hear dreams are made. Dude, just do it.
Right.
Just hopped on a plane, went to LA. And because I do the contact names, I got into some doors. At that time, I said, "I want to go fool with Babyface. I want to go fool with Babyface."
It was hot. Yeah, right.
And so I did the rules stuff, man. So what I did was I went to Beverly Hills to his music office. And they, they're gonna stop you. "Hello, who are you?" I said, "I'm Al Greeze. I'm here to see baby. I got a script that dropped off." The lady's like, "Hold on," and the chick answered the phone. She was like, "Scripts? Nah, we don't do scripts here. Scripts is in Hollywood. You gotta go to Hollywood." I said, "Oh man, can you do me a favor? because I'm in a rush. I got to catch a plane back to Atlanta. And I told Babyface I would drop it off. Yeah, I didn't know I was at the wrong spot. Could you call them and let them know I'm coming so I could go ahead and drop this off? So she was like, yeah, hold on. She got back on the phone. So-and-so said, yeah, she's waiting on you. Go ahead, hurry up. I got there. Still, you got to get through security. I was like, no, I'm here to see so-and-so. They called upstairs. I was like, go ahead up. Made it up there, headed up the script, and kind of gave me a good feeling. But something inside me was like, now what? What you going to do now? I was like, shit, I don't know. I guess I'll wait till they call or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I'm a spiritual person, man. I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. I was back in the hotel room. Someone's like, man, what the fuck you go sit here waiting on somebody? Don't wait on nobody.
Right.
Like, what do you want me to do? I don't know how to make them. Well, shit, let's go learn how. Let's go learn. You got to sit here waiting on nobody. Let's go learn how to make them.
Right.
I was like, shit, you know, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let me go learn how to make them. And found the school. I called my man up. My homie, I played football with him in high school. Real cool dude, man. I was like, yo, man, I'm trying to go out there to D.C. to American University, take some film courses and all that shit. And he was like, well, shit, how much it costs? I said, man, they talking about this. He was like, well, shit, check in the mail, man. Go do your thing, man. Check in the mail, do your thing. And I went and learned how to make them. And then from there, you know, I just started grinding, and it got cheaper because of digital. It went away from film and then started shooting on digital. And still went through some of the nonsense of trying to get people to believe in you when you invest in all that stuff, and you got to go through that. So I started taking on projects that I could finance myself because, you know, I'm grinding. I like to work, and I like to bring stuff to completion. So if I can't bring it to completion, what are you doing? So I took on projects that I could bring to completion, and you know, I got a satisfaction from that, man. I did this joint called Top Boosters. They was talking about all the New York top boosters in New York that was going in, know how to jack stuff from stores and showing some of their techniques and their skills and all that stuff there.
Shout out to the lowlives.
But you know, they keep production low because you ain't got to pay them much. Yeah, so they were showing me how they go in there and put the aluminum foil around the shit, try to get all that shit there, and how they get away. And I interviewed some police officers that, you know, in charge of tracking, charge of petty thieves and all that stuff, man. It was crazy. I was looked at the project, it was awful. It was just awful. I was like, I can't put this shit on. This shit is trash. This day, I don't know that bad. To this day, I don't know where the hell that thing is that bad, but it was
a good idea, though. It was a good idea.
Yeah, but, you know, learning the ropes of the trade. And so I took a little ups and stuff, but I was cool because I kept going, going. I kept learning. I wasn't waiting for somebody, you know, hand me a check and say, okay, I believe in you. I believed in myself enough that, you know, I just kept things real simple and kept money together till I got a nice little budget up and say, you know what, let's go shoot something else. Let's go shoot something else.
Right. Around what year was this when you shot your first production?
2000, maybe 2007.
2007. Okay.
2006. 2007.
Well, I always wanted to ask you, where's the name Al Greeze come? Is Greeze your last name, or is that a name given to you for a certain reason?
I like this question. It's a good question. I would give it to you real.
Okay.
I was working in Atlanta. I was going to school. I was working in Atlanta, and I got a part. It seems like a contract year with the post office. Okay. Every year, my contract would be up at the post office and stuff. And at that time, I was in love with this chick. I ain't gonna lie, I was in love with this chick. I had the candy apple red, the candy apple. No, more like a strawberry 300Z, the wide body with the T-tops off over this stuff. And I came through the parking lot one day bumping that Al Greeze. I mean, that Al Green.
Al Green.
Love and Happiness. So I came bumping Al Green, Love and Happiness. And, you know, I pulled up, man. I parked on the side. My shit was shot. I came in. So this older cat was like, hey, yo, boy, what you know about that Al Green, man? You know about that Al Green? You need to let me, you don't know nothing about that. So my man was there. He said, oh, he think he Al Green. He more like Al Greeze. He ain't kept calling me Greeze ever since then. Greeze, and the name stuck.
Right, right.
And so when I wrote the script. I wrote the script and I took it. I first went back to LA and took it to the Writers Guild.
Right,
Submitted to the Writers Guild, and you had to use gave you the option of using a synonym.
right,
What name should I use? What name should I use?
right,
And Al Greeze, Al Greeze, this is like right there. I was like, man, I got to put Al Greeze down. That's what the people call me. You are who the people call you. And
right.
I put down Al Greeze, and it's just stuck ever since, man. My man, yeah, my man gave me that name, man. He was like, you more like
Right,
Al, man. And all through Atlanta, I go to Atlanta, everybody, yo, Greeze, what's up, Greeze? I
right.
ain't, I ain't
That's
mad at.
I can't hear your audio.
You can't hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that name stuck with me, so I kept rocking with it.
That's a dope story. That's a dope story. So what brought you to the first installment of Frustrated? What brought you to that as we build our way up?
Just chilling, man. I was, like I said, I was in the gym, and usually I do 6 weeks, and then I take off some time. Go hard, 6 weeks, take off. I'm a little bit older. I didn't know competition or nothing, man. So I know my body. I push it hard for 6 weeks and then go rest. And my man Boozy, I met this cat. He came in the gym. He was in a motorcycle accident, and I guess he didn't have the insurance to do the physical therapy type work. So he went to the gym, and I used to go to the gym at midnight. I used to go at midnight. And he saw me in there working, and he was like, "Hey, man, I see how you getting down. Can you help me out?" He told me a story. I'm in a motorcycle accident, man. I need to get back in shape, man. Can you help me out? And I was like, "Look here, dog. I don't talk. I don't do none of that shit. We ain't got shit to talk about. Whatever. My workouts are written down. I do what I got to do, and I'm out of here. So if you can follow that, we're good. If you want to sit here and chat and all that shit there, I can't help you."
Right.
And he was like, all right, all right. And then the next day he came in and bought me an iPod. He's like, hey, put that shit on so you ain't got shit to say to me, man. So we worked out, got him healthy, I got him strong. And I said, listen, man, next week I'm taking off. I suggest you two give your body a rest. Give your body a rest, and you come back. You see, you'll be a lot stronger when you give your body some rest.
Right.
And he was like, yo, where you take it off to? I was like, I don't know, man. I went to the DR, didn't like it. I didn't like the structure in DR and all that shit, man. I don't know where I'm heading. He was like, yo, go to Brazil. So go to Brazil. Like, yeah, man, I got a dude out there named John Thompson. Hit him up. He'll rent you an apartment. He do the whole thing. Had no expectations, didn't know what to expect. Hit John up. He was like, yeah, come on through, pick you up from the airport, all that shit. Had a nice apartment for me, and had the time of my life. Had a ball. I was like, oh shit. I had such a good time, I couldn't wait to leave. I was shot. I was like, man, I'm tired as hell. Let me get out of here before I kill myself and shit. We just ripping and running. Just ripping and running. And doing all the tourist spot, trying to, hit the steps on Lapa, hit the Lapa scene they had out there. I was just blown away the way the shit was set up and everything. So I broke out and I came back home. When I got back home, my cousin had this annual barbecue he throws out in Maryland. We went to his barbecue, sitting there chilling, and I heard dude on the phone speaking Portuguese. I was like, oh shit, yo, hey man, you Brazilian? And he was like, nah, man, I learned the language because I plan on taking a trip out there. I said, man, I just got back. So we began to chop it up, and he mentioned the Essence article. He's like, yo, you read that Essence joint? I'm like, no, I'm not familiar with that. I don't read Essence. And he was like, oh man, you got to read this. What's your email? And he sent me the article, and I read it. And I'm like, man, that ain't what I just experienced. That's trash right there. He was like, word? He was like, man, your cousin told me you're a filmmaker. Yeah, he said, well, you should do something about it. You should do something about it. What the hell I'm gonna do about it? He was like, man, if you're a filmmaker, man, this is a story in there. So I read it again, and then I flew back out to Brazil to get some points of reference. And that's when I met the big homie Johnny Johnson. He turned me on to some shit, man, and I went set everything up, and then flew back to New York, and I went to get some young cats to help me film out there. And I was disappointed because all the young brothers I ran up against didn't have passports. None of them had passports. I'm giving you a free ride out there. I'm taking care of your lounging, your food, travel, all, and none of them could produce passports. And they were like, "Oh, wait, why don't you wait? Let me go file." I said, "Man, I can't wait. Can't wait." And I knew this cat out in Scarsdale. He was shooting commercials. He used to shoot commercials, man. And I asked him if he had some cats on standby. And he was like, "Yeah, man. I give you my man Alex. Alex turned me on with Dan, and they had passports. They were ready to go. They were ready to go. And, flew them out here. You know, we did that guerrilla filming type shit. You know what I mean? And shot frustrated, man, and came on back. And then I, went back and did the American side because I wanted to show both sides of the story. So I got the American side. Then I could use them because they didn't have to fly. So I used them for the international, and then I used the other cats for the local stuff, man. But then that's when it started. I added that scene in when I was talking about the passports. Man, you gotta have a passport. How you limit yourself, your limitations when you don't have a passport, and that part really seemed to take off in the flick because then you started seeing, from that the passport bros and all this other stuff that came on, and brothers emphasizing how important it is to get your passport.
Right, and I think just in the Black community, like my children had their passport when they was like 1 and 3, right? So if your parents don't have passports, you know that's going to delay you getting a passport. And if you don't have a reason to travel, that's going to delay you getting a passport. You know what I mean? But thank God the information is out there now because of social media and everything. And brothers are stepping up to the plate, and our people in general are traveling, So that's a good thing.
You know what blew my mind, man? I went to Amherst High School. It's a high school, suburbs of Buffalo. So taking ECS, European Culture Studies, and all that shit, man, and learning what happened in Germany, all that shit. And all the white kids raising their hand, yeah, we just, me and my family, we just left there. Yeah, I seen that. And I'm like, how the fuck y'all been over there? I was blown away by it and going through the discussion and shit, man. They all been there. They seen it firsthand. And I got an older brother. He went into the military. He was in the Navy. And he told me, man, listen, get your passport, dog, because the world out here, I'm telling you, man, you get your passport. So my brother installed that in me at an early age. So then I knew, when I was like 18, 19, no, more like 20, 21, 22, I had a passport.
Yeah.
I had a passport, but I was just taking, going to Mexico. Mexico and shit. And Mexico was I had a good time in Mexico. I had a good time, man. I'll share you a story real quick, man. Excuse me. I went to Mexico, man, and I got off the plane, and the van was there to take us to the resort. And I had me and this chick was with me. And when I was in line, and when I got in line and shit, man, the driver told me and my girl to get out the line and stand on the side. So I was like, yo, this is bullshit, man. What the hell are you taking us out the line? It's hot as hell. I'm trying to get in the van. And he made us stand outside. And he packed all the motherfuckers in the back. When he was done, he looked at me and said, hey, brother, sit up front with me. And he went underneath the seat and pulled out a Corona, cracked the Corona. He was like, yeah, you ride with me. I was like, yeah, that's what's up, man. And I got that kind of treatment throughout that whole trip, man. And I had love in Mexico, man. I had love in Mexico. I even tell brother kid to travel far distance, man. Go to Mexico, man. Go to Mexico and see how they treat you there. See what kind of love they have for you there.
Right. So you put the film out about 2011, is that correct?
Like 2012.
2012, okay. 2012, the film comes out. How does that go, being that, is this your first film that you actually bring to the film festival, you actually put out there, and this is the time of DVDs, if I'm correct?
Yeah, DVDs was big. That was the first film I actually took to a film festival. And what happened was I had my publicist at the time. She knew this cat named Lynn that ran the Peachtree Film Festival in Atlanta. So Lynn calls me up. He invites me out for this like a little private viewing of the film. I apologize, I can't remember her name. She's a chick that played Cedric the Entertainer's girlfriend on the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
That she had her own little film school and stuff back there, an acting studio, and so she invited us in. I showed the film there, and I hear the reaction because in the beginning I wasn't going to put the film out at all. I wasn't happy with the product because of some of the technical errors and all that stuff, man. But my older brother told me if I didn't put that film out, we're gonna put hands on me. He was like, man, crazy. Yo, all that stuff behind it, man. You worrying about? They can't tell that little light and shit that was off or whatever. You know,
Right.
crazy. I'll put hands on you. I'm telling you, I'll put that shit out myself. So once I went there, then Lynn told me, he was like, yo, I run the film festival out here. Why don't you come back and put it in the film festival? I was like, okay, that's what's up. So I did that, and I was greeted with not with open arms. When I
Right.
came out there, I'm in the morning. I see I got an 8 o'clock in the morning starting time.
Mhm.
So, yo, Lynn, who the hell getting up 8 o'clock on a Saturday to come watch some films?
Yeah.
You know, what's up with that, dog? How did you invited me out here? And he was like, yo, that's out of my hands, dog. I don't do the scheduling. Them chicks down there, man. You know what you got. You know what you working with, man. You know they wasn't kind of happy with it, but I got to, I got you. That's the best I could do for you.
Right.
I was like, man, but being with that New York mentality and shit, I'll make it work. I'll make shit 8 o'clock. Fucking, I'll make it work. So I got up there early, and to my surprise, I had a nice little packed little house, and I saw this brother warming the halls and shit, man, just for about to start. And I was like, yo, man, I'd be honored, man, if you come in here and peep my film, man. I wrote it, produced it, directed, everything. He was like frustrated. What's that about? I said, man, just come on in, man. Check it out, man. You can always walk out, you know what I mean? But come on in,
Right.
check it out. So he
Right.
did. Came in, he checked it out, and I swear on everything I love. You know, that's that New York. I saw everything I love. When it was over, they turned the lights on. He was the first dude that stood up, and he just said, "Listen, I want to thank the brother for inviting me in. This is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. And thank you for giving me the remedy." And he picked up his phone like this. He said, "I just booked me a flight to Brazil. I got to go home and pack. I'm out. Thank you, brother." He broke out. I wish
Wow.
social media was popping like it was there because I could show you that he was like, "Yo, thank you. I'm out," and he
Right.
broke out. And the
Right.
room looked around and shit, and then got the discussion going and stuff like that. So you kept hearing going back and forth. So I knew I had something.
Right.
So I was excited about that until I was going to the award show. Now, since I had the only documentary in the festival, I win by default.
Right.
So what they did was eliminate that category. They took that category out, so I couldn't win nothing at all.
Wow.
And I was like, "Yo, Lynn, that's some foul. That's foul. That's some foul shit." And he was like, "Man, them chicks, man, they was upset with your product and all that." I said, "What that got to do with anything? It's the fact that I submitted it. I'm the only documentary in that category. I win." And he was like, "I know, man, but not this time, dog." So I wound up even not going to the award show or nothing. But that's when I knew I had something because people were getting upset about it. So I said, "Yeah, I got something."
I finally got you on my screen. I don't know what happened, but
We
I'm
did.
finally.
Go back. Go back.
Yeah, I know the story is always still going to be good. Okay, so it's your first film you put out. What are the challenges that you face? Because at that time, social media is not really big, and you had like what they call a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Like something that people heard about, not everybody saw, and then it kind of got leaked on YouTube. Because I think I saw clips of it before I even knew much about you or the film on YouTube. I seen clips, maybe not the whole movie, but I seen clips of it, and that was kind of interesting. So tell me how that played out. And I know somewhere in there, uh, rest in peace, the brother Charles Tyler comes into play.
Well, at that time, like you said, the social media thing wasn't popping like that, but it was there with people had their own little channels and not YouTube channels and stuff, but they had their own little shows like the little radio shows that they were doing off the internet and stuff.
Public access and stuff like that back there.
A publicist at the time, so she got me booked up on all these local shows and stuff, and calling and do the whatever. So I was going that route, and then I found a way to release it. I released it through I can't remember the name of it. It was like an Amazon store. Before Amazon, they were partly owned by Amazon.
Right.
And so I released it through them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do the shows and all that stuff. You got to hustle. You got to hustle to get the name out and all that stuff. Friend, tell a friend. And one day I was on the couch. I was on my couch sleeping. And my phone kept ringing. And finally I answered the phone. And somebody was like, "Yo, you put your joint out on YouTube?" I was like, "Nah, my shit ain't on YouTube." They was like, "Man, that shit all over YouTube." What you mean it's all over YouTube? Man, just go on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and it pop up.
Right.
And I went on there, man. That shit was like wildfire. It was all over the place. From World Star Hip Hop to magazine companies that took it and put it on their platform and all that shit.
Right.
And I was stumped. I didn't know what recourse I could take, man. So YouTube, got to hit up Google. Somebody showing my content that's not theirs, and Google was like, "Well, prove it's yours. How we know it's yours? You could be lying." So I had to submit my copyrights and all that other stuff. I had to submit all that shit to them, and what made it easier when the music business got involved, because now you could just flag somebody joint.
Right.
But I kept working that angle. Then I had to go holler at World Star. "Yo, that's my shit. Nobody asked me permission to show my shit." And do that. Go and keep trying to put out these flyers every day. And while I'm putting them out, they keep popping up. They keep popping up. They keep popping up. So it's like the gift of the curse. You know what I'm saying? It took away from me financially, but it gave me an audience that I didn't know I had.
It's like when they bootleg music or mixtapes, they giving away free music or whatever, but it'll give you exposure that you need, and so actually it becomes a blessing.
Yeah, it became that blessing because that's how I met Brother Charles. Charles was reaching out to me. To anybody he do, I do, whatever. He kept the lines, and John Thompson called me, and all these people calling me. And they were like, "Yo, this dude named Charles." I was like, "I don't know no Charles. I don't know Charles, dog. We Charles ain't got to talk about." He was like, "He cool. I'm sure he cool right now, but I got a fire here I'm putting out."
Right.
Putting out. And he was so persistent that Cat was like, "Yo, listen, man, give this dude a call." He called me 4 or 5 times a day. "Can you give him a call, please? Please just give him a call." So finally, I was like, "Let me call this dude." "Yo, what's up, man?" He was like, "Yo, this Charles, this is Greeze. What's up, man? You been hunting me down?" We're like, "What's up? You coming after me like I owe you some bread or something?" You know what I mean? No, man. I just want to say I love your work, man. Appreciate it. Your work changed my life. Your work sent me to Brazil.
Right.
And I got a radio show started. And I just wanted to know if you come on my radio show. And I'm like, "What's your name, bro?" "Charles Tyler." Let me ask
That's the skeptical New Yorker in you?
Yeah. Let's talk about the publicist. She rap with you and see what time this shit is good. I pay her for that shit. He was like, "Nah, I got you on the phone right now. And yo, here's my number. Take my number down, man. I'm from Philly. So, you free Thursday night, 8 o'clock, man. I'd love to have you." I was like, "Okay, whatever, man." And Thursday came, and I was like, "Let me call this dude. Let me see what he's talking about." So I called, and he was doing his show, and he was like, "Oh, hold on, I got a surprise for you guys. You ain't gonna believe this. I got the man himself. I got Al Greeze." And we talked for maybe 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He in-depth questions. We talked for 5 minutes. He was like, "Hold up, bro. My phone lines is full. I got to take some of these phone calls." And each cat was calling in saying how frustrated had an impact on their life. "Yo, I saw that frustrated shit changed my life, man. I got my passport. I'm traveling. I'm happy. Thank you, brother." And that just went down the line. And when the show was over, he was just like, "I didn't want nothing from you, bro. I just wanted to give you that. I didn't know if you know that existed," which I didn't. But you got a whole group of brothers out here that love you, dog. And I started a Facebook group called Black Man's Option. We love to have you. You you know, if you want to be a part of this, we love to have you. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be a part of that.
Right.
That out there strong. He got like 30,000 brothers out there that would say they love my work, and I want to be a part of that shit. Sign me up.
Right.
And I went out to Philly, man. I drove down to Philly to go fuck with him. And we hung out, man. Got the door, man. Big gentle giant, man. He's a giving brother. Oh, whatever you need, his time, whatever. He would talk to cats on the phone and walk them through the process. And he challenged brothers to get their passports back then on his group. Like, yo, if you ain't got your passport, man, I'm gonna have to eliminate y'all out this group. And, and I challenge you. Brothers, do that. And he did it, man. And yeah, it's a big loss, man. I was sad, man. I heard, and we were out here together for one of his beach parties, because not only he challenged brothers, but he threw beach parties. They had brothers down, they had it set up where they, traveled together to different spots and all that stuff, so everybody felt safe.
Mm-hmm.
I came down with him, man, enjoyed it. I was doing some filming, and I was blessed enough, man. I got the last Tyler show. His show, I said, man, you always on the radio. Nobody actually see you live out here.
Right.
Let's do it live. And he's like, how we gonna do it live? Tell you me how you gonna do it live? I'm a producer. Watch this shit. Get them chairs over here. Y'all boo this. Clear this out. Excuse me. And we set it up, and he did it. And I didn't know that was gonna be the last time that, that he would do the Charles Tyler show, man. So I gave that to his followers, fans, and stuff on there, man. But good brother, man.
And it's when I first was doing some research, because usually when I travel someplace, I try to do some research on there. And when I started doing my research on Brazil, I came across his content. That's how I came in contact with or familiarized myself with him, by searching YouTube for Brazil. And I came across his content. That's how I heard the name and knew something about him and knew something about Brazil and how he would. I mean, even because half of his shows he wasn't even in Brazil. He was home talking about it so adamantly and passionately, you know what I mean? In a very humble setting, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like early, he was early with putting the information out there, you know what I mean? And, he created, I guess he helped create a whole movement, you know what I mean? It was
especially from the like Facebook groups and stuff, because I used to come and pick his brain. Charles is just, if you had to describe him as a boxer, he was unorthodox. He just did shit. Did it. He pick up his camera. You see him walking through some of the favelas, walking through Brazilian neighborhoods and shit, man, just filming. And the people loved him and shit because he was showing them love. Me, I got to set up shit. I got to scout it first. I got to go through all this shit. He just picked up his little GoPro camera. He was like, just go shoot and then come back and do a video on it and shit, man, and tell his story. So he was a pioneer, one of the first to do it in that fact.
Real quick, just John Thompson. I got a chance to meet him. I bump into him every time I'm there now, and he probably played a big role in helping brothers get antiquated to Brazil. When they coming out there, he used to rent apartments and do all that kind of stuff. And you had him in the first documentary. I guess he played a big role in brothers coming out there too, but it was before the social media era. You know what I mean?
Yeah, John's an older cat.
Yeah,
he's an older cat, so he catered to an older crowd, an older crowd. So as it younger through Charles and through the documentary and stuff, we started appealing to younger cats.
Right.
So the younger cats started coming out. You started catching cats in their 30s and their 40s and stuff coming out. John, if you talk with John, he'd say, I saw the interview you did with him. He always, this person 67, 75.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his lane.
Yeah.
So as it got younger, with Charles, it became a little bit more hip.
A different generation.
Different generation. Then we started out certain nightclubs to go, certain different spots to go that the younger crowd would get more live and get into. John was instrumental because if you came out there and you needed a point of reference, because John spoke English, being from New York, he spoke English and he speaks fluent Portuguese. He was a huge part of reference if you got into a little jam or scrape or something and you need somebody to come through to help you out.
Right.
he was excellent for that. As far as trying to hit up the nightlight and those kind of scenes and stuff, not so much, not so much. That wasn't his thing. He was more into throwing like kind of something that older gentlemen and stuff would
more mature audience.
Yeah, more mature. Yeah, boat ride or this ride or this ride. That's one of big corners. I want to see what's around the corner and all this. So yeah, he was in the beginning. He was instrumental, but like I said, the technology wasn't there, and when it came up, it kind of blew past him. It blew past because of Charles and other guys trying to come that way.
So we're 40 minutes in already. Time moves fast. Let's get to Frustrated 2. What inspired that, so we can get into what we here to do is talk about Frustrated 3. So Frustrated 2, when and how did that come about, and what is that documentary about?
That was crazy. Frustrated 2 came about. It was crazy because I was in Starbucks. I was in Starbucks upstate New York, and this white guy, I'm in the line. He kept staring at me, and I'm like, "Man, what this dude staring at me for, man? I'm just trying to get me a cup of coffee, get the hell up out of here, man." This dude, he kept staring at me. And he kept getting closer to me, and finally, he walked up on me and said, he was like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I, defensive mode, like, "Yeah, what's up?" He was like, "No, are you this Al Greeze fella? I saw a film, a documentary called Frustrated." I'm laughing like, "What you watching Frustrated for, man?" And he was like, "Hey man, can I buy you? This coffee is on me, man. Whatever you want. Can I just take 5 minutes of your time?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" I sat down with him and he shared the story about what he was going through with the child support, how they came in, took his kids, had to come out of his house, and he was sleeping in his truck. And he was like, "Man, I think your audience needs to be educated on the system here." And when I went back and kept in contact with him, because he's in the film, he's the guy with the silver hair, the firefighter. Got real emotional, man. And so I sat back and I did the research on it and started looking at how many brothers get hemmed up with child support, getting their passport, driver's license, and all that shit taken away to stop them from moving around. So, in doing the research, the two issues, the 2 points in the film that I think I did a good job of, but I really should emphasize more on was, number one, the Title D4 program, how the states get matching funds from the federal government. That's why the laws are so harsh on you. And number two, the equitable estoppel law, which states that if you date a woman with children, you help out. I take little man get his hair cut. I'll watch it finish up. How she can come back at you for child support for that kid, so that relationship ain't. And I remember trying to share that information with brothers, and they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. And I was on the show, and the dude was like, "Man, you crazy? They can't do no shit like that." I'm like, "Man, listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just here to give you the information, take it or leave it." And the dude called in, and he was like, "Yo, man, they got my brother on the run right now for 3 kids. Here's a chick trying to hit him up. He got my brother running." So that shit is real. So I just try to educate brothers, man. Just be careful when you got kids already, especially the good guys, because they come after them. The bad ones, they let them skate, but the good brother that's trying to come the right thing by you, they gonna hit you up on that. So share that with them, man. But a lot of brothers appreciate the information, man. He told me that was the best form of birth control that they ever got.
I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of. It was a sister, I remember. She wrote a book about that. She was a lawyer, and she wrote a book and had all that type of information. And she did like a barbershop tour. So she came by my shops. I sold the books in my shop. She had like a little meeting, and she was educating brothers about that, because she said she'd be there in the courts and she see how they be doing brothers dirty in those courts over the child support. But how did that film do? And what year did that film come out? The second
one? 2017, 2018?
2018.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It didn't do as well because I used a different format in Vimeo, which allowed people couldn't steal it. So it wasn't a hard copy thing. You could upload it and watch it, and that's it. It made it more challenging for individuals to steal it. And me trying to go on shows or whatever, educate, like, yo, listen, I'm an independent filmmaker. This money comes out of my pocket to do
Right.
these stuff. Nobody funds me. Fund
Right.
myself. You know what I mean? At least let me recoup what I spent.
Right.
Before, you guys want to grab, man. And this costs money. This is not like going into a studio dropping a mixtape. This a little bit different, a little bit more work into. So, believe it or not, now because the Frustrated 3 is out, a lot of brothers are going back watching Frustrated 2, watching Frustrated 1 on the platforms, and thanks to my man BMT. Damn, Aaron had me on BMT, man, and it was so cool because the brother came on and he was like, "Man, I'm one of the cats that bootlegged your shit, man. I saw it on there, man, and wish that, man, because I need to pay reparations because that shit that helped me. That had an impact in my life, man. So brother started giving reparations, man. So I appreciate it, man. Trying to right the wrong. Anytime you try to right the wrong, man, I respect that.
There's the cash out for anybody else who bootlegged them.
Yeah. Right. That's all I'm asking, just right the wrong,
man. Okay, so what now is 2022. What led you to, because the Frustrated 3 is kind of continuation, would you say, of Frustrated 1?
I would not a continuation, but the same theme.
Right.
Kind of the same theme. And I after Frustrated 2 and just looking at it and I have passion. Your passion drives you and stuff, man. But I'm not an idiot to the point where I'm just keep throwing money away.
Right.
And they kept hitting me, man. We need another Frustrated, dog. We need another Frustrated.
Right.
And I was taking a different avenue, and they were like, "No, man, we need that old thing back. We want that old thing back. We need that Frustrated. You know what I'm talking about, Greeze? We need that Frustrated."
Right.
And I was like, well, I like to do it in different chapters, because it's different chapters and stuff. So I came up with a unique way to rehash that theme without having to be the same thing. You know? So I went back, man, and got the pen out again and got to writing, and took some issues, some top issues and stuff that I think is causing the frustration, and went off of that. So it's been a success. It's been viewed in 19 different countries, which is shocking. And the shocking one of all, somebody bought it in Ukraine.
Wow.
Damn, I thought y'all had the Russians to deal with, but apparently somebody said, I need to watch this shit. So I appreciate them, man. But it's been viewed in 19 different countries, man, and it's getting well received. And we just bought, just getting that getting back to the topic at hand. Topic at hand, and so people tend to appreciate that.
What would you say is the differences between 1 and 3?
Well, the biggest difference between 1 and 3 is that 90% of the cast in 3 came from the Black Man's Option. And being from the Black Man Options, these guys were affected by Frustrated 1. So when you see these guys speaking and been through it, been frustrated, got their passports, been traveling, how it changed their lives. So they have an ideology about life and living in America and stuff right now. So majority of them came from that. So they were speaking from points of reference, from a point of knowing, which was a little bit different than Frustrated 1. I didn't interview anybody except for Johnny Johnson. Johnny Johnson, taking Frustrated 1, and the firefighters from Philly that were out there, and some of the guys that I caught out there, you know what I mean?
Excuse me.
Bless you, but some of the guys I caught out in Brazil when we went to Brazil and filmed. But these guys, even though we went back to Brazil and filmed, but these guys have been seasoned already and been out there, so their message was a lot clearer than Frustrated 1.
Okay, I got a few questions. Let me get to the questions now. We are on the Frustrated 3. So 1, they can go to greezefilms.com to see it. Is that link going to take you to the Vimeo to see it?
Yeah, well, you go on the page and you'll see Frustrated 1, 2, and 3 with the trailers, 1, 2, and 3 trailers. And if you want to see it, you just click on it, and then it'll take you right to the Vimeo link.
And how much is the film? $15.99 or something like that?
Well, Frustrated 3 is $15.99. Frustrated 2 is $5.99, and Frustrated one is $5.99.
Okay. If you don't mind sharing, like what kind of basically how much does it cost to do a documentary as such? You know, like what's the financial investment into something like that?
Well, it depends.
Park, you know.
It depends. If I Frustrated one, Frustrated two, I did mostly local.
Mm-hmm.
I just traveled throughout the states.
Right.
And, I went to Virginia, I went to Atlanta, did New York, did North Carolina. So most of the cats I filmed within the states. I just picked the crew and we rented a big truck and drove through the states and stuff like that, which was a lot cheaper than flying out to Brazil.
Right.
Before I would bring cats with me. Now I just hire a Brazilian crew.
Right.
It's most effective. So I had my man Alfredo, real cool, and he'll bring 3 or 4 people with him, and we'll just film out there. We'll just film in. So it depends. So if you do it local, it's a lot cheaper than if you go abroad. If you go abroad, you're looking at, I think Frustrated 3, a little bit under 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
The post always gonna kill you when you do color corrections and sound and add music, all that other shit. That kills you.
Right.
That's the bigger cost is always in post than it is then. So under 50, all 3 of them I did for under 50 grand.
Which is good, and thank you for sharing, because some people just might not have no idea what it might take to do something like this.
But just keep it. Excuse me, I'm going to cut you. I don't pay myself.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Before you, that's the first thing you need to recoup just to break even. So it's really important that guys who are watching this, that, you know, if you want to support the brother, buy the film, man. Buy all 3. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I think it's really important that people understand that, you know, your passion led you to dig in your pockets. And I'm sure at some point, maybe people helped you out and they also invested in it. But it's serious for you to do this on your own and take your own money and make something happen. And so it's real important that if you appreciate it in any way or interested in any way, that people support the film. You know what I mean? Support the film. If you want to see more stuff like this, y'all got to support the film. You know what I mean? And thank you for sharing.
If the support was there, I'd be on chapter 20 right now.
Exactly. Okay.
Whole thing be wrapped up.
Okay. Okay. Do you think the theme, the frustrated theme in regards to brothers traveling and seeking options elsewhere, do you think it's more relevant now than then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why?
Because, you know, back in the days, it all started like here. Back in the days, brothers would have a family set up somewhere in Florida, go say they're going to get a pack of cigarettes and never come back. He set up in Florida somewhere. They like, baby, I'm going to get some milk and cigarettes and bounce and never come back.
Right.
Never come back. Now you have it with graduate brothers is stop exploring options here locally in the States, because now they're getting younger. You're getting young. Got the young boy Austin Holloman, 23 years old. I'm done. You get brothers that hit me up in their 30s. I'm done. I got the message. And now they're leaving and they're going overseas. But now with technology, it's making it easy for them to work abroad and make that American dollar with them.
Right.
And then they see you travel, you see how the cost of living could be for you if you bring that American dollar with you.
Right.
So I'm taking that, from the pandemic, you got to work at home. You need a laptop, computer. I don't have to, as long as I'm somewhere with a strong internet access or Wi-Fi, I don't necessarily have to be at home. And them young boys are smart, they're creative. So they figure out ways to not be home and make that money and enjoy life. So as technology comes along and gets better, it's going to get worse.
All right. Lately, I've noticed that a lot of people are like going hard on the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Not your film, but like a lot of social media. It's a lot of social media people really going hard on Black women. And do you think that's counterproductive? The way they're going about it? Is it propaganda?
Well, it's some truth in it, but you still have to be careful in your approach when you approach anybody that you have issues with, because
Right.
you miss the point of having a conversation, having
Mm.
dialogue with them, and then it becomes combative. And once it becomes that, nobody's listening no more because everybody's on the defensive side of it,
Right.
defensive side of things. In the films, I always bring women in. I
Right.
bring in and according to the theme and get their point on it. And guys are there, girls are there. So once we get into name calling and calling you this and that, then that's counterproductive because it doesn't work that way. A lot of them do it for shock value. Figure if I said this, it'll go viral, and I'll add on to it and stuff
Right.
like.
Right.
Uh, that's their method. That's their method. That's not mine.
Yeah.
I
Right. I agree
choose.
with you.
I want to educate and show. I speak to men.
Right.
I speak to men. To me, for women, that's Big Mama job. I don't know where Big Mama at, but Big Mama need to be sitting these young girls down and having that conversation, having that talk with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of them still. A lot of them don't like to hold each other accountable. They still don't like to hold each other accountable, but that's Big Mama job. That's Big Sister job. You talk to them. I'm gonna talk to my little bros and my big bros and all that stuff. I'm gonna talk to them. We could talk man to man, and then let the women talk and kind of figure it out. But you see now, even through the churches and all that stuff, man, when they bring up, they lose. You lose. The women walk out. I ain't going in there no more and all that stuff. So it's a hard battle. It's a hard
Mm-hmm.
battle. It's a hard discussion to have. I get it. That's why hence, they're frustrated because it's not an easy conversation to have, especially when you
Mm-hmm.
have influence. A lot of them don't see the outside influence they have on it, which I brought up in the film, like with the big banks and all that stuff, financing women, only women, only women, and don't tell me they don't think, because finance plays a part in all relationships. Man, finances plays a part. But
Right.
infusing $1 billion, the black women only don't think that's not going to cause an issue in the black household. You know what I
Right.
mean? My business is funded. Why yours not funded? What you doing? What you
Right.
doing?
Right.
And let me go call, let me Goldman. You give them out $1 billion. Once you check out my business plan, you're a male, you're excluded. You're only dealing with black women. So I
Right.
try to educate them on that, not to get caught up in the outside influence, like you did something special or you did something worthy of that. That was done purposely to keep us divided.
Right. I think that, you know, I think black men or whoever's participating on that side, the way they're going hard on black women, should be careful, because it could be counterproductive, and it could be like almost self-destruction. I know there's black women all over the world, but still I feel like those are our women, and we are responsible for them. You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, women copy the behavior of men. You know what I'm saying? Men respect each other. Women don't respect men. You know what I'm saying? I think men being disrespectful all the time to one another helps women be disrespectful to men too. You know what I mean? We are the leaders of the house. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we got our issues too. Well,
Oh,
women got their issues too.
of
You
course we.
know, I think
But
some people are just, not you, but I think some people are just running away with the narrative of, you know what I'm saying? I travel. I got my passport to travel and see the world. I don't have my passport to explore my options with finding a mate. I was married for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm getting married again. So I think it's more important. I think they're stressing the passport as a way to explore your options with women, instead of stressing your passport as an option of seeing the world, educating yourself. You know what I mean?
oh,
So
100%, absolutely. That's why
yeah,
when Brother Charles passed, man, we picked up the gauntlet to keep black man options going, because that's something that they emphasize on.
right.
So they're going out to South Africa.
Yeah,
It's not just Brazil. They're going out to South Africa in November, and,
yeah,
and go see the world, and
right.
not just for options as far as women, but options as far as businesses and all that other stuff is concerned, because it's a global market. It's a
And I
it's a
definitely see BMO out there. You know, they shout out to the couple brothers that gave me some pointers when I was in South Africa, told me where to stay, told me what to visit. I mean, I see their posts. Shout out to Jamel. You know what I mean? Those brothers really like I say, some guys will travel and not even see the monuments of the place. They just travel to the red light and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And other people really travel. Of course, they're going to enjoy the company of a woman if they can. But, you know, I mean, I'll be laughing because I'd be like, people be going to Brazil and they don't go to the Lapa Steps. They don't go to the Christ the Redeemer. They don't do none of that. They just be on Copacabana Beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? Like right now, I'm in Brazil right now. I'm out in Baja.
Right.
I want to spend a little time out here, see what Baja has to offer. You know, it's more of a suburban vibe to it. But it's everything is not as it's spread out. So like go downstairs, restaurants all over the place.
Right.
Not like that. But you know, I'm looking for some property and all that stuff.
Right.
So Baja is appealing to me because I want to feel like I'm in the community. I want to feel like, you know, it's clean. You've been out here, safe, clean.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like the suburbs almost. Yeah. It's like getting out the main city, and the suburbs is just 20 minutes away.
You know, no craziness. It feels safe, but just I think it's a little spread out. So if I came down here, I would have to buy a car. Like it would need that. But yeah, you would need that. But somebody asked me about Baja, I'm gonna be able to give them some input, you know,
but a few people I know that live in Baja, even though they have cars, they take the train into the city because it's just faster. You know.
Well, just to move around to the grocery stores, man, allergies hit, and I went to go to the pharmacy, man. That shit was a 20-minute walk, and I'm like, man, it compared to cold pharmacies is on every corner, but I had to take that little minute walk and walk back. I thought, but the optics and the ambiance of it, you in the suburbs, man. It's cool, it's nice, gated community pools and stuff. So, you know, that's something to look at. I take that into consideration because I'm getting older. I'm trying to chill.
I can dig it. Okay, so fellas, thank y'all for being on this long. I want to open up the floor and let some brothers that are here ask you some questions, and I'll post it. So if y'all have questions, let's get to a few questions. We're not going to be an hour with the questions, but if anybody got questions for Al Greeze, let's start to open up the questions here.
Now, you know, for you, Zoe, I'm here as long as you need me, dog.
Yeah, so if y'all got any questions, let's go. I know there was some that probably passed by. International, Sean, Don, what up? Respect, Smart Man Financial Institute. Let me see what y'all got. No questions. It's 94 people in the building. Y'all ain't got no questions. In the meantime, let me post a link to see the movie.
They got pens and pads out. They taking lessons. They taking notes.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to everything, I guess you ain't got to go that hard. You know, when you cover so much.
You know, they call me the professor in the building. Time to get the pens out.
Okay, that's Greeze Films for y'all that want to check out the movie. Check out his website. Check out a link. Okay, there's some new questions. Great stream. How can we get? Okay, let's say Philip. How can we get money together and live in Brazil? That's a general question, but go ahead, take a crack at it, Al. Save your money, I guess.
Listen, I preach, man. You cut them Jordans out. Number one, quit buying them Jordans. And Zoe, you could testify to this, man. When you come out here, all that stuff, the Louis belts and Gucci belts, all that shit ain't important out here.
No.
You know? But I tell them right now, my flip-flop game is incredible.
Word. Oh, you need some flip-flops, some shorts, and a t-shirt, really.
And my Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse t-shirts, if I got their flip-flop game.
Right.
That's all. Once you get that, man, and learn how to cut corners, man, cut expenses. I know you guys still like to date back in the States, man. Listen, stop feeding them chicks at Applebee's and running up, running up $300 tabs. that $300 tab out here is 1,500.
Okay. I got two questions I forgot to ask you. One, do you feel the Frustrated documentary series is your calling? A part of it?
I can't answer that right now because you got to look back in hindsight and see where it goes. I know the meeting I had with Dr. Larry Davis that I met out in DC, put me on this track to do it. And then once I did the first one, people kept calling for more. People kept calling for more. So it could be. But in hindsight, when you get to 20 years from now, look at the big major impact on it. And I don't know how many more I'm going to do. At the sports there, I don't know how many more I'm going to do, but I may look at it like go down for it. But I will say this. I'm healthy. I'm good. But knock on wood, man, if something happened to me today, my family, my immediate family won't be the only one grieving. I've touched through the projects, man. I touch other people's hearts and stuff, man, and difference in somebody's life. So as long as you can do that, man, I'm a success. I've had guys that hit me up, man, say, you don't know me, man, but I saw your shit, and it set a fire to me and it put me on a different road. I'm happy now. I'm traveling. I met my wife over in Brazil. She came back. I do this, and I get those kind of messages all the time, man. Knowing that I had an impact in a stranger's life is worth it.
Right. The other, do you have any plans to do a feature film? Maybe something like a comedy or horror film or sci-fi. Is there any plans on you to do a different, not a documentary, but a feature film?
I have that in the works as well.
Okay.
Like I said, I won't start something I can't finish.
Right.
Start something I can't finish. But now, I have three ideas that when I get a chance, man, I'll sit back and write it up and keep grinding and come up with the budget and do it myself. So I do have a couple ideas for feature films.
Are you already in the process of working on the fourth installment of Frustrated? Do you have an idea yet, or no?
I do, man. I keep getting all these ideas. People hitting me up, yo, you should do it on this one, you should do it on this one, but they forget the budget. They cover the ideas, but they forget the budget. Like, where the budget coming from? You got that. It don't work like that, old boy. It doesn't work like that. But right now, I want to relax, man. It's been a tough year, man. Like I lost my mom recently. And
sorry for that, brother. Condolences.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. So to come out to Brazil, and I wanted to relax a little bit, man. Kind of get my mind right. I finished Frustrated 3 with the help of my brother DJ, and did a viewing out in New York City. I'm looking when I come back, I'm looking to do another viewing in Atlanta. Might go hit up the ATL a little bit and do a viewing out there. But right now, I need to heal a little bit mentally. So I just want to relax, and then see what's this. Probably after the holidays, man, and and then pick it back up and start running again. See where I'm at.
Right. What would you say to someone who maybe wants to? Any advice for someone who might want to do a documentary or do a film?
Just pick a topic that you're passionate about. Take on something that you're passionate about and make sure you can complete it. There's a lot of films, even from Hollywood, that don't get finished.
Right.
Fall by the wayside. So if you're passionate about it, man, just make sure you're in a position where you can finish it, bring it to completion, and bring it to the marketplace. Once you do that, it is a success. Somebody can view it, you have it available, somebody can see it, it's a success. Don't start too big. Know who you are. I see a guy, yo, we're gonna have this blow up and all that. No, we're not. We're not having nothing blow up. You know how much it costs to blow up? You know what you got to place to blow up some shit? No, we ain't blowing up nothing. You just keep it simple, tell your story. Whatever that story is, just tell your story. Make sure you're passionate about it, man, and get it to completion. There's a lot of out there now that will that take on indie projects, man. Just be careful, because a lot of them, I was taught in this business, you get one or two things. You get fame or fortune. You ain't gonna get both at the same time. You get fame or fortune, and then whatever one to lack in the beginning. So a lot of people take the fortune and think because I'll team up with Netflix. Netflix, so they want it. Look at the deal Netflix will offer you as an indie film. Look at what they offer you and saying, well, if you don't get X amount of views, we're gonna remove it off the platform because it's not holding its weight. And then at a smaller platform where you may have to go out and do some of the marketing with the social media and all that stuff, and they take less than that. They take less than that, but you got to do a little bit more work. And with Netflix, you got to do the same work. Netflix is not going to market it for you. You market it, take more. And if you put it on a different platform, they say, well, it's here. We'll take 99 cents. We'll take 99 cents, and you still got to go hustle and do that social media stuff. Look at that first, and then once you're able to recoup some money back, then you can keep going. You can keep going. But a lot of them get caught up like, oh, I'm going over Amazon. I'm going over here. Look at what they offer you as an indie, and look what you're getting. And will it hurt you in trying to recoup money to come back and make another one?
What type of cameras did you use? Is there any like cameras specifically like a black or Magic or something like that, that you use to shoot the film?
No, because the technology changes rapidly. Right now, the technology changes all the time, man. And I'm cool with the guy at for anybody in the city called Hello World. World. Yeah, so he let me come in and tell me when he got new cameras and stuff coming in, some of the best lenses and all that stuff. So he keeps me educated on some new stuff. So I'll come in and try it out, take a look at it, and see how it looks, see how it feels, and let's run with this one, let's run with that one. But I have a DP with me. I have my man Colin. He's a good DP, so he's always there with me, and we go through the process together. So he's more real technical on that stuff. He stays abreast on that stuff, where I focus on more of the producing and writing, and the writing aspect of it and all that stuff. But my man Sewell, he stays up on that one, man. And we just make sure now with the technology we're shooting in 4K and all that stuff.
Right. Any other questions, guys? I think I went through all my questions. Anything you want to add, brother? Any other information you might want to share with the audience?
Well, first and foremost, man, I thank you for having me on your platform, man. I appreciate you, man. You're good, bro. So anytime, man. Anytime. Be glad. Yeah. First we met and sat back and chopped it up, man. So appreciate you for that, man. Frustrated 3 is out on greezefilms.com. Y'all can go ahead and check that out. I appreciate all the support on that so we can keep it going. I've been told I'm one of the few directors that's out actually telling Black news story. You're not going to find too many out there that's going to tell your side of the story.
Right.
And it's cost me. I'm passionate about it. First and foremost, I'm a black man. I know I'm light skinned, but I'm still a black man.
We come in all shades, man.
Projections I got along the way of other platforms telling me, well, we don't like, you slanted toward black men. If you switch it up, maybe we can do some business with you or whatever. But I stay true to who I am, man. That's how I can sleep and get up in the morning. So I stay true, man. So I appreciate any and all support. Cash App, $ Greeze 12, man. If that's not the right to wrong. If you felt you watched it, you enjoyed it, man, it helped you out, and you did wrong, that's the opportunity to right that. You can right that wrong by clicking on that, man, and so we can continue and keep the stories going.
Thanks to Bobby Bombs for the $10 donation. Let's see what else. You said the Cash App. Let me put the Cash App back up for y'all. Okay, that's $ Greeze 12. If y'all want to help the brother out, make a donation, support the movement. And that's greezefilms.com.
Man, that I think for another one, man, brothers like yourself, because you travel throughout the planet. You travel through the planet. I know Aaron traveled throughout the planet. I got Eve from Black Man Option, travel throughout the planet, and there's a lot of other passport bros that travel out the planet. And to sit down and do a doc, let you guys share what you've seen.
Right.
There's some of the differences and stuff.
Right.
Where you feel most comfortable at, even as a Black man. Because in America, they tell you nobody wants the Black man nowhere. You know,
yeah.
And you get out and you're like, man, they got love for me all over. Yo, you crazy? Because I hear stories. Man, you got to come over here. You'd be surprised. You got to come to Germany. Like Germany. Oh man, they got the skinheads. Man, you crazy. You got to come out to Germany. You got to come out here. You got to come out here. So I would love to put guys like you together, man, and sit down and have you share your unique experiences in different parts of the world. And some of the people may not realize what's going on over there for black people and how this there, how Black people are flourishing there.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry about so much the police component. You know, I had told my mom before she passed, she was nervous. She was like, "Oh, you going out there?" I'm I said, "Mom, I'm afraid. I'm afraid here. Damn over there. I'm afraid here. When I see the police, they're not coming for me. They're not looking for me. They ain't looking for me whatsoever. So I feel more safe here than I do back in the city, even from each other. Like you say, brothers looking at you. You can't say, you know, I did a thing when I went back to the city just to say good morning, because out here you see everybody bon dia, bon tage, bon noche. Everybody speaking, men and women, everybody speaking, man. Go back home, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Good morning. And they stop and stare at you like, what's wrong with you? Man, I just said,
brothers. So, when I'm in a different country, I'll be messing with brothers all the time. If a dude walk by me, I'll be like, hey. I'll be like, don't walk by a Black man, don't say hello. This ain't America. And they start laughing and everything, but it's like ingrained in us. You know, it disturbs me to see a Black man walk by me and we in a foreign country and it ain't even too many of us out there and you still ain't gonna speak. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna look my way. So I always be pulling a card, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the people that come up to me, say they watch the channel. It's really cool meeting all these guys who watch the channel and say it's inspiration for them to travel. Shout out to you guys, you know, just letting you know I appreciate that when y'all come up to me. You know, and they'll be like, you that guy, you the barber guy. But yeah, make sure y'all talk to each other when we on the road.
Because I'm out here, I look, because, you know, some cats look Brazilian. So I just wait for the speech. I wait till I can hear the speech. Right. He's Brazilian, but it's still, hey, what's up, brother? Bon dia. You know, hey, brother, hey, man, what's good, man? Hey, what's good? Where you from, man? We chop it up on the streets, man. You can't, like you said, you can't walk in a foreign land and not speak.
Word. Right. Bless you.
Thank you.
So thanks, anybody. If you got any last questions, put them in. We're going to wrap this up. We've been going on almost, you know, be about 2 hours in a minute. And it's been great. You know what I mean? I wish you the best, brother. And I'm always here to support you. You know, even if you want to just follow up and update us on what's going on with the film and how it's progressed, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, appreciate that. We'll do. I'll take you up on that, man.
For sure.
Get the information out there and, you know, just travel, man. Just travel. If you got to take baby steps, just leave the block. Go to a different part of town in your own city, man, in your own state, and you see a change there, and then keep moving, man. Go to the next state over.
Right.
When you feel comfortable, man, get on a plane, and I don't care. Stay out of Miami and California with that shit. Just I tell them, you got, if you really want to see a real shock and different, go to South Dakota, go to North Dakota.
Right.
Yeah, go to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Go out shit like that. Go out in the Midwest some shit somewhere, and you see some shit. You be like, oh man, this is different America than the big cities and shit like that, man. Right. So I encourage everybody to travel, man. Zoe, always a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me, man. You know I got love for you because I took time out on Saturday on the nighttime.
Yeah.
Spot up the street. You know, I had to order the food. Look, see that? I had to order the food in a cardboard box for you. I said, man, I Uber it in, man. I gotta make sure my man when he pop off.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Likewise, brother. Good evening, man. Where you located?
Right now, I'm in Pattaya, Thailand, man.
Okay.
You know, me, I'm exploring the Southeast Asia. I'll be out here a few more times because it's a little more I got to see Cambodia, I got to see Vietnam, so I'm feeling it out here.
See, that's what I want. I want to hear you guys like that experience in Cambodia, Vietnam, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And perspective on it, because a lot of cats think nothing out there for them in Vietnam and Thailand and Cambodia.
It's great to see a different culture. It's great the food, just the lifestyle, and they're natural wonders. You know what I mean? I was in Phuket. I went to James Bond Island. I was in Bali. You know what I mean? They got fabulous beach clubs and temples and all kind of stuff. I mean, it's just, even the videos don't do it justice of you standing there and seeing structures that's been there for 1,000 years or a couple thousand years. Like, this is literally all over the world. You can see stuff like this.
And what's crazy is guys they think that's expensive, and it's not.
No, it's not. It was like 5 baht to get into one of the temples.
Oh, man.
And that's you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like
30. It's like 30.
It's
like 30. Yeah. But they think, the travel and stuff over there. Like, I went to Thailand. My trip the plane ticket cost me $400 round trip.
Right. They're not that cheap now, but when I came before COVID, my flight to Philippines and my flight to Thailand were like under $500, or right around the $500 change.
Like 400 and some change, man, round trip, and then the exchange rate. So I like that avenue to take, man. Still, once again, I like to educate, man. And when this is what it's gonna cost you, just the finances and all that stuff, man. So I may do a world tour, catch you boys out there, start here and travel around, and so brothers can really understand the finances behind it.
Right.
Because something, you got to have this, that, and the third, man. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have that high retail. You don't need Jordans and all that other stuff, man. And see, you're a dark skinned brother, so I know they love you out there. They love you out there in Thailand.
Dumb. They like the chocolate man.
Yeah. Like, move with your friend. Get your friend. You too light. You know black. Up, man. I heard all day I was out there. Why you know black like that? We ain't related. They're like, no, we like that. I came back. I told all my boys that I know that's dark skinned. That was you need to go to Thailand. You are God over there. You God over there. They like, man, ain't nothing. Keep it moving, man. Stay here. Keep bouncing your head up against the wall. You figure it out later.
Bobby said, "Keep them films guerrilla. Don't go all Hollywood on with it."
That's why the budget. I can do guerrilla. I ain't paid for a bit yet. Per bit. What the hell is that? I don't even have to fill out the form for a permit.
Right, Sweet Season Swag. Both you guys doing God's work for the culture. Salute. Yeah. So thank you, brother. Thank everybody who came in the room and spent a little time. And I hope you guys, it's 99 people in the room. So he should get $15.99 times 100 at least. Everybody go and watch the film and support the film and support the movement. Peace.
Peace, brother.
All right.